The fruit of being saved, the proof that you are saved, is you sin less.
But the issue is that people say, well, if you just say there has to be fruit, you're just saying works are necessary for salvation. So you know what? At the end of the day, you do need works to be saved.
Well,
No, but what I mean by that, okay, what I mean by that is, this goes back to the point from like Ephesians about you're saved for good works, that salvation is being delivered from sin. Mm-hmm. Salvation is sinning less. So if somebody says, you're telling me I have to sin less to be saved, that's an oxymoron.
yeah.
Saved is sinning less. Right? Mm-hmm. So it's a systemic misunderstanding of what salvation is to begin with.
Yeah.
Which is why James's point is so important, that faith without works is dead. It's like being able to do the works is like being saved to begin with. Yeah. So when somebody asks, do I have to do works to be saved? You say, you don't have to do any works for God to save you. Like in that moment, you become a believer. And yes, if you die in that moment afterwards, you're going to heaven. But the point is, if you are saved from sin. You will sin less. Like that is salvation. And if you think that somehow those works are required to be saved, that's a complete oxymoron. Like
it's a misunderstanding.
It's a misunderstanding of what salvation even is.
Yeah.
And if people just understood that being delivered from sin is part of the point of salvation, this wouldn't even be a question. Like there would be no debate around this if we just understood, like James says, like Paul says, it's all over the New Testament, that salvation is being delivered from sin. And it's just trying to clarify the idea that when you believe in your heart genuinely and God knows it, boom, you're saved, absolutely. But then afterwards, if you don't sin less, were you saved? Like, are you saved?
So here, let me try this.
Okay.
Someone's like, are you saying that you have to do works to be saved? And then I say this. Mic drop, ready? What is saved?
Yes.
And they're like, well, to not go to hell. You're saved from hell. Saved from God's wrath.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'd argue that being saved actually means being saved from sin. And they're like, what? What does that mean? And I'm like, all right, open up to James 2.
I wouldn't go to James 2, though.
Yeah.
No, James 2.
Where we go.
Okay, when you said, I would argue being saved from sin, like, so it's, you are saved from hell too, okay? Like that is part of it.
But when you are saved from sin, you are saved from hell You're auto saved from hell because you're saved from sin.
Yeah, but you're saved from hell, like, if you get saved and then you die, no hell.
Yeah.
You're going to heaven.
Yeah.
Right? If you keep living, you're either living in a saved state, as far as your physical life goes, or not. The saved state is deliverance from sin, and that is all over the Bible. There's a few verses. Acts chapter 5 says Christ came to grant repentance to Israel and forgiveness of sins. Repentance is part of what's gifted to you in salvation, right? We're also told in Luke, I think it's chapter 1, that says the coming of the Messiah resulted in us being delivered from the hands of our enemies so that we could serve God in righteousness and holiness all the days of our lives, right? Ezekiel 36:26, I will give you a new heart and a new spirit so that I will cause you to walk in my commandments and statutes, right? And so those are just three of them, right? And then there's like Romans 6, like, you have died to sin so that you will no longer live in it, no longer a slave to sin. That is part of salvation. To say that you won't sin less after being saved is denying what salvation is to begin with. And so that's why you just simply have to tell a person, I love that question, what is being saved? You just clarify, being saved is being both delivered from hell and delivered from the control of sin.
Yeah, okay,
combo. Combo answer. And then it makes a lot more sense when James says faith without works is dead, because then we simply understand that, if faith has no works, it doesn't save you simply because you're not, like, that isn't the saved state of being to stay in sin. It goes against what salvation is entirely. And then it makes a lot more sense. Otherwise, people are like, you're telling me I got to do stuff before getting saved. You don't have to do anything before you get saved.
Yeah.
It's just if you are saved from sin.
Yeah.